It made me cry.
This one's wife, Freckles. The keen-eared amongst my valuable viewers may recall that I've mentioned this apparent game before. It's rumoured, and it may only be a rumour, that within the armed forces there's a game called Freckles. It involves various individuals gathering around a table with their chins resting on the table or their noses resting on the table, and then somebody takes a turd, places it in the centre of the table, and then belts it with a cricket bat. And the person who has the most freckles on their face wins the pot of money that everybody has put in. How pleasant, I'm sure you agree. Well, that's one version of Freckles that purportedly exists, but we're not going to be talking about that in relation to this one's wife, although I'm pretty certain that she has engaged in some rather distasteful activities, given what she is. But following her departure from the This One's Wife games, naturally, many of you have been following what's going on across social media from your favourite content providers. Naturally, that includes your glorious narrator. And you may have also had a look at some of the mainstream media, whereby, naturally, the Daily Mail has picked up on many of the problematic things that she's done. For instance, zooming along with Druggy on the golf buggy as they passed disabled members, the manoeuvring of the lady in the wheelchair and so forth, pointing out that she has been all over the games. But what about the supine publications? What have they been telling us in relation to her appearances? Well, I have to admit, given the plethora of material that has been generated, that has been caught on video, I haven't paid too much attention to what the supine publications have been stating, realising it's likely to be talking about the latest outfit that she's wearing and her costume changes and how much the outfits have cost and how there's been these lovely acts of PDA and there's been a sweet nod to this and that they are lovely together and how loving it is and how well they look, etc. Blah, blah, rhubarb, rhubarb. But I decided that I would just have a little look to see what was going on, and the eye of the ultra happened upon an article from People, which, as you know, belongs to the stable of supine publications alongside Hello, OK, Tatler, Town and Country, and others. And this tells us This One's Wife celebrates Freckles at Invictus Games, telling a boy a phrase she said for decades. And I thought to myself immediately, such is the nature of my mind, what? This one's wife has been playing the aforementioned game of Freckles at the Invictus Games? Such a deviant. So I dove in. And the article by Janine Henney and Stephanie Petit tells us, this one's wife is sharing her celebration of Freckles with the next generation. Hold the presses. Make sure this goes to prime time news. This one's wife is sharing her celebration of Freckles with the next generation. Is there no beginning to this woman's talents? The Duchess of Sussex headed to Whistler, Canada with Prince Harry for a day of competition at the Invictus Games. There she spoke with a young boy and was overheard saying, "Step this way into my wagon, and then I can suck the life force out of you so I can live longer." No, she was heard to say, "A face without freckles is a night without stars." Fuck me. Yes, a fridge magnet platitude makes its presence felt once again. The phrase is one that this one's wife has shared for decades. Not years, decades. In fact, it even inspired her to write a book as a teenager. Oh, let's bring up the past to demonstrate what a talented individual this one's wife is. Let's not bother talking about the competitors or what the Invictus Games is about. Let's bang on about this one's wife wanking on with a quote about Freckles. And then let's keep it going about her by telling us that she wrote a book as a teenager. Apparently, in 2021, let's go back 4 years, the 14th Librarian of US Congress, Carla Hayden, revealed on Twitter that this one's wife submitted a book titled A Face Without Freckles is a Night Without Stars, which was written as an 8th grade assignment to the US Copyright Office in 1996. Well, such is the grandiosity of this individual that she believed that her publication ought to be subjected to the US Copyright Office. Now, it might be different in the United States, but copyright law in the United Kingdom works in that as soon as you've created, copyright vests in you, so long as you've not plagiarised somebody else's material. Registration of that is a different matter. The common way to do so would be, for instance, if you've written something back in the day, would be to post it to yourself. So you'd have a postmark and you'd leave it unopened so that if anybody then later used your material, you'd be able to say, well, actually, the manuscript was written at this time. I posted it to myself so you can see when it was posted, and therefore it was created prior to when you claim you had created this document. You have plagiarized my later publication. But leaving aside the issues of copyright and so forth, we're being treated to the explanation of how this one's wife is so brilliant that she's telling a young boy a face without freckles is a night without stars, which gives us an opportunity for people to then link this to a book that she'd written before. Hayden included the book cover as well as an interior page showing an illustration of a girl resembling a young this one's wife. Well, of course it would. It has to be about her. Some people think freckles are strange, while I happen to disagree, this one's wife wrote, because if I did not have freckles, then I would not truly be me. There is also an About the Author page featuring this one's wife's school photo. This one's wife currently attends Immaculate Heart High School in Los Angeles, California, and enjoys watching television, spending time with her friends, and participating in musical comedies, the bio reads. This one's wife wrote this book in the 8th grade as a school project and now wishes to continue writing throughout high school. In the years since, this one's wife has been adamant about showing her freckles, telling Allure in 2017, "My pet peeve is when my skin tone is changed, well, you're the one that does it, because you keep slapping on the bronzer, and my freckles are airbrushed out of a photo shoot." Similarly, this one's wife had a special request while guest editing the 2019 September issue of British Vogue. "My instructions from the Duchess were clear. I want to see freckles," photographer Peter Lindbergh told the publication when he recalled the phone conversation he had with this one's wife on the morning of the New York shoot. "Well, that was like running through open doors for me. I love freckles." She was also sure to show off her natural skin at her May 2018 wedding to Prince Harry, with makeup artist and friend Daniel Martin using minimal foundation to accentuate her freckles. Fuck me. I've read some anodyne shite about this asinine woman, but really, I don't think she actually said to anybody at the Invictus Games, "A face without freckles is a night without stars." I think somebody's made up that that's what's happened as an opportunity to then create a fucking article around it, once again, to demonstrate that this one's wife is apparently a talented author. Good Lord. It is tedious, isn't it? You can understand why I don't really spend too much time looking at the supine publications, because this is the type of pap that they produce. But here you are. This one's wife apparently said something, and this then necessitates the publication of an article drawing attention back to her writing career. This, once again, underpins the desperation of this narcissist to be talked about. The article's only got 2 comments, both of which are arse-licking. The first states, "You're so pretty, this one's wife, and much of that emanates from your intellect and lovely heart inside you. Thanks so much for inspiring us to be our best and highest selves, no matter how others act." Probably written by this one's wife. And then she's at it again writing, "She's naturally gorgeous." Utter asinine pap. And either she didn't say it, and this is just another PR puff piece with a fabrication, or she did. And seriously, who the dickens says to a boy, a face without freckles is a night without stars? You'll be thinking, what the fuck are you on about? Or rather, Mummy, make this strange witch woman go away. She's casting a spell on me about freckles and stars. Hey, leave my kid alone, you. Get back. Once again, it shows the disconnect of this one's wife, how she doesn't know to act around people because she has no emotional empathy, or it's completely made up. You can share your thoughts with me in the comments section. My thoughts are, this is yet further pap of a fuel-hungry narcissist. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.